Win last week established them as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with...
We are in the first quarter. We get you back to the action to see how this defense can do on this upcoming drive.
Ready. 54. Right, 54. You got to get the ball. Do you get the pass?
Throwing now. Ryan on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. And it's second down. So a look here at the key. Inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Second and 12 at the 41-yard line. Here we go again. Here we go.
On 2nd and 12, Ryan. Stocker's got it. Complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 48. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Now remember, this is the #1 defense. Early on in the game, first quarter. Let's see how this defense does on this drive.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Allen Bailey. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Here's Ryan to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Vita Vea in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking, but to me it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Buccaneer offense will be... We are in the first quarter. We get you back to the action to see how this defense can do on this upcoming drive. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The numbers for Freeman a week ago. 15 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown.
They look like a team that really emphasized the running game in the offseason. They were going to build around it. Didn't matter if they were going to run gap scheme, power scheme, whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space.
And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
The Falcons on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Ryan. And he's got Sanu. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta first down.
Mohamed Sanu is a guy that is often overlooked because he just quietly goes about his business. But how about last season? Had a career-high 838 yards on 66 catches, and he can also play Wildcat quarterback for you as well.
Quick throw from Ryan here to Ridley. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
On 2nd down and 4. Ryan. And this one brought in by Sanu. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
On 2nd down and 4, Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. He was looking for Julio Jones, his Pro Bowl receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Ryan. And it's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Automatic first down.
So a special teams mistake on the field goal try leads to a new set of downs inside the red zone. After the penalty, here's Freeman. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those.
And it'll be held in by the tight end. It's Hooper for the Falcon touchdown. Time now to see what this defense can do. 2nd quarter as the offense starts out 1st and 10. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. In on the stop, Vernon Hargraves.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Throwing on 2nd down, Ryan. And he finds a man on a crossing route. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. We now proceed to the start of the second half. The Bucs with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So we're in the third quarter. We'll see how this defense handles the upcoming drive as the offense takes over with a 1st and 10. They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And Freeman lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter.
Beginning of the drive, 1st and 10 coming up for the offense. We'll see how this defense does here in the third quarter. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
From the 41, Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 30. So the first connection there, Ryan to Jones, and certainly a big reason they're losing on the scoreboard.
As they go as a connection, it's Pierce, so goes the team. And they need to be on the same page, in sync, and they really wish it could have been earlier in the game. Now they've got some ground to make up.
They run, Devontae Freeman. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. It's caught. Jones. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Ryan now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first down. Now Ryan. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it?